On February 13, 2024, a routine flight transformed into a scene of chaos and terror at Toronto Pearson International Airport. Delta Flight 4819, operated by Endeavour Air, was making its final descent, carrying 76 passengers and 4 crew members. As the Bombardier CRJ-900 aircraft approached the runway, powerful winds buffeted the plane, causing it to veer off course. In a horrifying instant, the aircraft touched down on one wing, causing it to flip onto its back. Emergency responders raced to the scene as passengers and crew members scrambled to evacuate the overturned plane. Miraculously, despite the severity of the accident, there were no fatalities. However, 18 passengers sustained injuries ranging from minor cuts and bruises to suspected limb fractures. 2 passengers were airlifted to nearby trauma centers for specialized care, while 1 child was transported to a children's hospital. The incident left many shaken, raising questions about the role of weather conditions in aviation safety and the effectiveness of emergency procedures. Delta Flight 4819 began its journey in Cleveland, Ohio, making a scheduled stop in Minneapolis, Minnesota, before continuing its journey towards its final destination, Toronto, Canada. The flight was relatively routine, with no reported issues during the first 2 legs. The Bombardier CRJ-900 aircraft, a popular choice for regional routes, was operating within its normal parameters. The flight crew, consisting of a captain and a first officer, were both experienced aviators with thousands of flight hours under their belts. Passengers on board were a mix of business travelers, vacationers, and individuals returning home, all eager to disembark and continue their journeys. Little did they know that their flight would be remembered not for its ordinariness, but for the extraordinary events that unfolded during its final descent. As Flight 4819 approached Toronto Pearson International Airport, the weather conditions were far from ideal. The airport was under a wind advisory, with gusts reaching up to 30 miles per hour. These were not just strong winds, they were also erratic and unpredictable, shifting direction rapidly. This phenomenon, known as wind shear, poses a significant challenge to pilots, especially during landing. Preliminary reports suggest that a sudden and powerful gust of wind struck the aircraft just as it was about to touch down. This unexpected force likely caused the plane's wing to dip and make contact with the runway. The impact sent the aircraft careening out of control, ultimately causing it to flip onto its back. While this is the prevailing theory, investigators are still piecing together the exact sequence of events. Immediately following the crash, a wave of emergency vehicles flooded the airfield. Firefighters, paramedics, and airport personnel worked tirelessly to secure the scene and attend to the injured. Passengers and crew members were swiftly evacuated from the overturned aircraft and transported to a nearby hangar for medical attention and initial interviews. The Canadian Transportation Safety Board, in collaboration with the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, launched a comprehensive investigation into the incident. Their meticulous work will involve analyzing the aircraft's black box recordings, interviewing the flight crew and passengers, and examining the wreckage for clues. This painstaking process will hopefully shed light on the precise causes of the accident and contribute to preventing similar incidents from occurring in the future.